trying to do a little bit of reviewing for a VOD review here. I have a Platinum Diva VOD review open for me right here. We'll be watching at Win's perspective mostly. Before we get started, I deactivated the audio for this VOD. There's a lot of music. I would like to point out, of course, it's fine to play with music on. But if you do decide, if you really want to get better, there's a lot of audio cues. And especially as Diva, it's really important to notice those cues. I can play a little bit of the music here, then you can kind of get a clue of what's going on here. Yeah, it's loud. you can hardly hear anything that's going on. As Diva, it's really important to have those audio cues, especially if you're, for example, playing against something like a Soldier 76, you can hear the audio cue for the Helix rocket, you can play again the Roadhog, you can hear the hook, the Junkrat around the walls, everything around corners. Before you have to really check your corners, it makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, that's my point about that. I'm gonna mute it for now. Let's just jump into it, see what's up next. Instant Zarya, alright, we have let's see what the team composition becomes in the end. We still have a Hanzo here and a Soldier, which would mean you have pretty long range DPS. It's a McCree right now. McCree is kind of easier. So you don't have really DPS that can follow up on dives here, first of all. So you already want to be a little bit more careful with how aggressively you dive. Okay, so let's see. Winston already got outside. You didn't use your boost to get outside with him. That's fine. The rest of your team is still behind you, so you can still use your Matrix now, nice and easy to just get them outside as well. You see a Reinhardt, a little bit indecisive there as well. Oh, so you stand in front of the Reinhardt a little bit. You can just you can just keep moving here. There's no need to kind of stand in this doorway. Just move straight through. The Mei wall, right here, it's unfortunate you just use your rocket, so you just kind of start shooting at it. Yeah, what I would say about this, after the Mei wall, basically you had your monkey already outside. The monkey, in this case, there's a Reinhardt there, there's the entire enemy team. All the monkey can really do is flee away. Let's see if I can, alright, it's on the max quality actually. Seems a little bit low. Maybe it will pop up back. But anyway, the monkey only could go back to the left here, and otherwise he would be kind of screwed, right? Because all he could do was go kind of left towards the point. In my opinion, as a Diva here, there's not really much you could have done after the Mei wall would go run dry, just because you already saw the Reinhardt was there in position to just block your entrance here, and I'm not sure if committing after the Mei wall here would be the greatest idea. In my opinion, you could have at that point, as soon as the Mei wall came up, you could have just head backwards and tried to find a flank where your monkey hopefully would try to regroup with you. Unfortunately, monkey does get taken down. Maybe if you went all the way around, you could have matrixed him. He died over here though, so maybe the middle pathway, but it's useless now. Probably not. But maybe the monkey would have gotten away with a nice jump, and then if you just immediately go around, you can help him out. All right, let me go into the next bit. So right now, you guys did kill the Genshi, but you lost your main tank, right? So they are missing a DPS, but you don't have the one tank. You can go in with this. You just need to be a little bit careful. They have a Tracer and Mei. Also need to kind of look at that, of course. Tracer Mei. Like I said, Mei's down now, so you're 2 men ahead, that's fine. I'm not sure if you should completely go in here without the Winston, even though you do have the Genshi. Especially because there's the Mei still as well alive, and she could just quite easily block more of your team off, which would make this quite difficult. Fortunately for you, Mei doesn't get in a good position to wall here. The Tracer is nowhere behind as well, so you can just push forward here. That's nice, and the monkey rejoined. So that worked out in the end. That's nice. Okay, diva a little bit. Let me see actually. So I'm sorry. I notice things less quickly than sexy obviously does. But all right. So here we see Trace is still fighting there. She was low HP. I'm not sure if I saw her use the recall as well, but in that case, just let's see. One more time. Like you do some initial damage on the Tracer. You notice the Discord orb is on the Mei, and Mei is getting healed by Mercy. It seems like. So in this case, honestly, target the Mercy. You see the Mercy beam. Just go to the left corner of this point, because Mercy is the one person here that doesn't obviously have an easy escape. Tracer can blink, make him wall, but that Mercy there. Is it even their Mercy? Okay, McCree got the Mercy now. Okay, that's nice. I'm not sure where McCree did it. There he is. Okay, he's behind you, so he noticed it. Alright, so that's nice. A cleanup right now. Yeah, just be a little bit more aware of like targeting, and if the Mercy wasn't there, what I wanted to say was basically try to be more on top of the targets where you see your enemy or your allies already on as well. And you saw that there were people on the Tracer there. You already had some damage on her, so it's... I'm just gonna go back to the exact point. So I don't... Kind of beating a dead horse maybe at this point, but hey. Okay, yeah, so it's a little bit of initial damage. We see a teammate following up on there on the Tracer. We don't have boosts, so that's kind of why you probably kind of felt like you were stuck to dealing with Mei right now. The wall. It's fine actually. It's just the Mercy. Not noticing the Mercy there is the biggest problem. Okay, so let's head to the next fight. Okay. So you guys pushed him away right now. Your monkey is setting up on near the high ground, which is a nice place, of course, to hold. You're kind of staying near the point. This is not completely necessary. At points like these, what you could do is just, after you win the fight, immediately take the high ground above you. Make it more difficult for weird things to hit you all of a sudden. And also, it makes it a lot more easy for you to get on the right target afterwards when they start to go in again. Because right now, you're as you can see, obviously, if they would try to get in, all you could really shoot there was Rhine's shield. And if you were already on the high ground, you could already lay down fire suppression on other targets behind the Rhine's shield and have an easy time diving him. You have the old contesting on point here, the Hensel dying, that's a bit of a shame. Okay, so just going right in here, let me... that felt a bit... Okay, so you see the Mercy, right? You don't have the boost, so you didn't go after her at that point. I think you were going for the Mercy there? But then the Zen got her down. Okay, so that's good. So that's why you dove in and the rest of your team follow up. That's nice. Diva there, okay, very good. Cleaned up again. So again, mid-fight, I see you kind of here. There's a couple of places actually you can kind of set up on this point. Like the monkeys pointed out over here isn't too bad. The one problem is if they do come through here, through the above part, you would have to jump upwards and you would lose your escape. But if you were already up there, you could just call out whenever the enemy comes through here, or even through the little hallway here or here, and then just call it out and boost away to either this big health back there or on this high ground or just wherever your teammates are. Or yeah, you could be on the... I like this spot as well. Just put yourself basically around the corner there. And just let the enemy walk into you. Don't look for long range as much. Just look for the close encounters so you can just kind of as soon as they poke their heads, you'll be having a shotgun in their face, basically. Right now you're kind of in the middle of the map, so you want to start looking for those locations where you can just kind of surprise them and be ready for jumping right on top of them. You are obviously ready to jump right on top of them, but the location you're in right now, it's not the greatest to start a fight. Oh, I'm missing here. Okay. Next bit. You do the Diva bomb. That's an. Okay, well, let's see. I'm just gonna go over a quick couple of rules with the Diva bomb. What you want to do, you don't want to really use it as an initial, an initiating ult, simply because most of their characters will still be able to kind of use their abilities and such to avoid it getting hurt. Not a lot of them have still used, like you can see, the Rhine shield still fully up. Diva still had her boost and boosting away right now. I think the only thing we saw was Zarya using a person or a non-personal bubble, one of her teammates, so that's why she couldn't save the Reinhardt apparently here, even though Rein should have been able to save himself. It's fine, so that's nice that it worked out like that. Yeah, so basically you want to. Also, there's one more thing why I didn't like it necessarily here. You didn't really have your teammates nearby enough yet, so it could have worked because a couple of them were already outside, and you forced a big group of them to stop from coming in, right? You split them up effectively. If you wait just a little bit, you call it out first, you let your teammates come in a little bit of a better positioning, maybe they'll be able to follow up better and take down more targets that you've singled out. Especially because, like Zarya, she used her personal bubble there as well. So she's a very good target to dive right now. Like, yeah, there she is, so 1 HP. Manages to get out though, that's unfortunate. Also, I think Genji's using his ult here. Yeah, Genji fell. I think, yeah, there he is. So Genji's going ham right now. If you had waited for Genji, the audio cue for Genji's ult, like if you hear that, you know that he's going to commit to a fight. And if you, at that point, use your ult, it becomes very difficult for the Genji, first of all, of course, to fully commit to his fight because he has less area to work with. And it becomes a lot harder for his allies to help him out and follow up on him with him. So you can kind of block out the Genji from essential targets after he's jumping after them, so he can only get maybe 1 or 2 kills before the explosion, and then the rest of your team can huddle up around the ults and be safe for the Genji ults, or yeah, you can keep the other enemies away so you can more easily dive the Genji without any harassment. Right, so you lose the point here, that's fine. That was a really good Genji ult, that's just gonna happen sometimes. But like I said, yeah, the trance was there. It's unfortunate that he still got that many kills. Maybe if you waited a little bit for him with your ult, so you could have. No, well, it's fine. All right, so let's see here. We have the Diva in front. The Genji just dives right through you guys. You chase after him. He has no dash, so this should be an easy kill. Yeah, okay. So that's a good initiator. Again, the Genji just kind of threw it away from them. Again here, I want to point out, look for those mercy beams. It's right there. She's right here. Oh, let me. There it is. It's right here. That's an awkward shape I'm drawing, but yeah, okay, it's right here. So right now you could just turn around and be on top of that Mercy, shoot your rockets, and you probably would get a kill on the Mercy. And then this fight is even more one than it was already. Mei using her ult, that's annoying. But still, like, it wouldn't have stopped you from getting that Mercy. She's already half HP right now. I think she's gonna die anyway. Yeah, she walked right into your group. That was nice. Good job with the mini diva as well. Just jumping backwards, making sure you've got that other line of sight. That's one of the good things to do as mini diva. Make sure you're not in between your team, but just somewhere completely else, shooting where they don't expect it. Very nice. Okay, so let me see. You don't have your... Well, you almost have it. The mech back. Making it a bit difficult. Alright, your team is cleaning up here. That's nice. It's hard to say, yeah, especially against the Reinhardt. You just want to look for S-mini diva, stay on the opposite side of your team, and then you can clean them up as easily as possible, of course. And the Mei, she won't be able to catch up with you too much. It's just the icicles. If she hits a headshot with that icicle, you're a bit screwed. But that's why you want to try to keep your distance and just be a lone target. You won't try to shoot as much. Okay, so again, let's dissect this. Let's dissect this. I do long ass reviews, I notice. So your monkey jumps in first, then their monkey jumps. I'm not 100% sure on where your team is at this moment. So your Mercy's behind you, your Tracer's in front of you. Where is your McCree? Did we see your McCree recently? Your McCree is over there, to the left of you. So he's going high ground now, I think. Your Zen is behind you. He's going high ground now too. They're all to the right. They're all going high ground, it seems. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. Right. So, which means this monkey, after he failed his jump, I would have just jumped after your own monkey. This monkey here, all he can do right now, the only redeeming thing he's doing, because he missed his jump, is tickling you. And keeping you preoccupied, putting a bubble in your face so you're less likely to help out. Contesting the point, you kind of have to, I suppose. Xenol is a bit unnecessary, but it's 99%. So let me see. Actually, yeah, I think I would have just followed up on the monkey here and tried to get those squishies before they get through the main gate. The monkey does a great job actually at it, as well. He was a bit quick though, because like their diva and their monkey was still there, so he could have been blown up as well if they decided to target the same characters. But alright, so that was a lot for me. Hold up. Okay, so the Mei jumps in, we have the Xenol, that's great. Yeah, just try to make sure you're on targets that other people are shooting as well. There's no Discord Sorb at the moment on anyone, obviously, so you can't look for that. The Mercy is a big target. Yeah, just think about which in these situations, try to, before the battle even begins, try to think about what could happen. If the Winston jumps right on top of her Zen, I would want to boost into the Winston and try to get him as much distance from him and Zen as possible. In this case, he went to the point, so yeah, it was alright actually for you to go to the point and defend this, just to contest it, and with the Zenald especially. Like, there's no way that could go wrong. But then afterwards, you gotta look for getting on those Mercies, because they will fly in, right? They will start to fly in, and as soon as they start to fly in, you want to change your target to those characters, the more squishy ones, instead of like the Meis and stuff like that. So you win this fight. That's nice. Okay, one round, one. Let me go next. Okay, so did you guys change anything? So now you have Tracer. Did you have Tracer for a while already? I'm not completely sure, but... Okay. So first off, this map, it's not the most popular place to play dive, but it's doable, especially if your opponents also go for dive. The way you have to play dive though is really try to get into the open area on this map, and so you get the open area and space you need to work with as a dive team. So okay, well, the Winston jumps in a bit solo here. So that's nice. You can actually blow him up, especially because like you're line of sighting the entire rest of the enemy team. Your Zen, he went the other way. Yeah, it's more common for people to go the left way and leave this place for their flankers. So it's a bit of a shame your Zen tried not to go behind the tanks, but went on his own. He managed to find a Genji. That's also your McCree died right now. So right now you want to look for a way out. Honestly, your Mercy died. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah. When fights are lost like this, you wanna try to keep an eye on the kill feed. When fights are lost like this, try not to waste time. It's not meant to be mean. I mean, it's obviously great. How longer you can stay alive it's always better. But if your teammates, like you've lost 3 teammates, they know you're here. Any good team can just say like, hey, Diva, behind points, big health pack upstairs, and they can collapse on you. And basically, the later that happens from when the rest of your team died, the longer the delay is, obviously, on when the next push of yours can come. Luckily, they didn't follow up on it, so it's you guys get to have another push here. Your Tracer died. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure what was going on there. We're not reviewing the Tracer anyway, so that's fine. It's a bit more difficult as well without the audios, obviously, but we're making it work. Okay, fighting the Genji here. Do I like that, actually? Is that... Well, honestly, myself, if Winston would already be going after this Genji here, I'm not sure if I would keep going after him. Maybe I would just try to make sure that nobody else is coming in to follow up on our backside at this moment, just to... Okay, let me see how I can explain this. Because their Genji, he's all targeted alone there. He's already discorded, he's half HP. Monkey goes after him. Yeah, unless if he ults, there's not much he can do. And D.Va is not the greatest at dealing with Genjis. The Winston is just a bit better. So at this point, you could already be looking for the next thing, in my opinion. Just stay around this area. Make sure to wait for the Genji to. He did grab the big health pack though. That's. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Okay, it's all right actually. It's all right that you did this. None of them followed up either, so you didn't have to make any more room. And now you're on the Mercy. Very good, very good. Okay, and the Winston and taking the point. Okay, let's try to get to the next fight. Tracer, just cleaning up here. I'm gonna try to skip this. But that was a big bomb. Okay, so it looks like this is where the next fight is. You have a lot of your team here. Yeah. Make sure you can already push forward here a little bit, by the way. And also, like where you're at right now is a bit of a soldier place or a Junkrat place. It's a bit further back, so you're a bit safer, right? It's not like they're gonna poke through and then immediately you'll be the first thing they shoot. And as a tank, you can afford to do that stuff. So if you just set up right here in this corner, right, just around that wall. You just wait them up until they poke their heads. You start unloading your stuff into them. Also, it's easier to matrix all of the damage from here. Because it's just, you matrix the entire thing. Alright. Right now, as you can see, like some things get through a little bit. So now and again, it's a bit more difficult. Alright, a nice bomb here. Alright, and I'm sorry. I gotta look at what made you do this. So you see the Winston bubble just got used. You see a Zarya bubble just got used. So I guess that's why you did it, which is fine. The D.Va gets away, and that's a big explosion. I'm not sure if it should have happened there. I'm assuming the Winston should have had jump here, but and it's right there in the middle. So the Mercy. Yeah, it seems like it's just a bit of a fail for them here, honestly. So again, like it's kind of getting lucky here, right? A little bit. It's a great highlight and all, but it isn't a guaranteed great play every time. So maybe just be a bit more patient. Let them push out a little bit more into your team. Commit to the fight and then use the Diva ult. And try to make it slide along the walls and make it unpredictable as possible. So if you make it glide, for example, along this wall here, for a moment it will be very tricky for the enemy to realize, like, okay, it's going to be in this room, so we just don't get a push out. But then if it slides slowly this way and then suddenly drops in front of the door, it can be hell for them, really. And then it's you're just a little bit more likely. In this case, I think you kind of did it inside, obviously, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, enough about that. Enough. I already went over some Diva ults. I don't wanna sit here all day, especially somebody else who wants to watch this as well. So, okay, so Pharah just kind of got a really great ult off here. A good tip about Pharah ults: if you're playing with a team that communicates, of course you can just matrix the Pharah while she's ulting as well. Although they did have the Genji, of course, the Junkrat. So. Try to look for that. Like, I'm not sure if I saw you look for the Pharah after you... Maybe that's because you don't have the audio cue as well. Because if you hear your own Pharah ulting, you want to look around just to see whether or not you can help her out with the Matrix or not. Maybe she was inside the Zen? Hold up. Where is the Pharah? Was she behind them all? Is that the Pharah? Yeah, it is. Pharah was all the way behind them. So that's a good place to matrix. Like, you could have flown in there and matrixed as well, and then as she was trying to use that ult, to make it even more deadly, because like maybe some of them noticed it, and like let me see, did they have a Zen or like a Diva? They definitely had a Diva, right? Like a Diva on her own can shut that. No, they had a Zarya, of course. My bad. Okay, so they have the Genji. The Genji can kind of shut it down. Diva also, they have a Diva. So yeah, they can kind of shut it down themselves, but I suppose Matrix doesn't really help it against them. Except for like if the Genji deflects and then you eat the deflect, but no, it's fine. I didn't have too much to follow up on it, but it's just something you could have done. All right. Situations like these. Personally, right after you got the mercy kill here, right? The Diva just died as well. You just killed the Diva. Don't be afraid to push more forward here. Like, you can grab this location. You can grab that as you guys retreat out of this location if it is deemed necessary. You can grab the big health pack. Make sure that the enemy doesn't have that to use. All right, so that was a nice matrix. Good reaction. Just shooting the shields very well. At moments like these, if I see a Reinhardt push out solo like this, I know that you just had 2 kills, so this is kind of like a panic Rein, I feel like more. But if in any regular situation you see this Reinhardt coming out like this kind of solo, you want to look around more as well. You want to look behind you a little bit more often than usual, just to make sure that there's not like a Junkrat just spamming that little corridor behind you and making a hell, especially if you don't have a lot of audio. Yeah, that stuff could just happen sometimes in your back, and then you turn around and your Mercy's dead, and yeah, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble. Okay, what happened here? So the Reinhardt pushes out, aggressively charges, right? I'm not sure on your team. It seems like they're more on the high ground over here. Oh, over here. At least 2 of them. I think that's where the Zen dies as well. Yeah, Zen dies there because the Diva jumped on them. that's kind of preventable, honestly, with the Zen there. Like if you notice, it's possible. What heroes did you have again? You had the Pharah, the Tracer. So that's a good tip, actually. If you have a team that's very mobile, a lot of them are very mobile, but you have the one Zen, you as a diva, you are kind of the bodyguard for that Zen. You can help him out so much just by disallowing other tanks to jump right on top of him. You can help him out with the enemy tanks. You can help him out by by booping them away, giving him more distance for his orbs and traces. You can matrix those traces. You can stand in front of him so he doesn't die as quickly, and Tracer doesn't ever get a one clip. So maybe at this time, just try to be aware of where your team is. If the Zen is on the left side, then try to hold the left side door as well. So you can keep making that space for him, because obviously right now they had clear passageway right through the left side and just pushed on the Zen there. He might have been a bit out of position as well. Maybe he could have been a bit more backwards, but it's hard to say. So the Grav, a lot of stuff going on here. I like to go back. Don't judge me. Okay, so yeah, hold a bit more aggressive. Try to be aware of your team surroundings. If you see the Zen, I think here right now. He's on the opposite side. He's just shooting there. You see the Zen there alone. Just make sure you boost to the other side and just be there with him, right? The rest of your team, they need you less than that Zen does. And he's gonna get punished hard here. The Zarya bubble. Also here, I'm not sure why you didn't go for the tire. It feels like you kind of just wanted to avoid the tire. But yeah, definitely always try to get that tire. Just shoot it as much as you can. Because otherwise you're gonna lose the Mercy, and if you lose the Mercy, you lose the fight. Like, this is already a lost fight, basically. You use your ult, it's unfortunate you didn't shoot it, of course. I think you got demacked here before you got the chance to use your boost. Yeah, that happens. And then the Rhine just, alright. He's trying to boop the Reinhardt. Also, alright, so you use your ult right here, so you already have a remag. You're not gonna do enough damage as a mini diva to kill the Reinhardt here. If you're going for the delay, okay, so right here, you're going for the delay. You're going for the delay. You lost Pharah, you lost Mercy. You use your ult just to remag again. I wouldn't have done it. I would have tried to kept it to try and retake the point with a full team fight again. But it does allow you to bait some more ultimates from your enemy. Anyway, what I wanted to say, as mini diva here, you don't have to go forward. You don't, especially higher ranked teams. The higher up you go, people get a lot more comfortable with the timing of Diva's explosion, right? So this Reinhardt here, he's shielding a little bit early. He could have had one hammer sledge on top of you before he put up his shield. You would have been half HP, right? You're shooting him. The explosion goes off. He turns around and hammer slams you again, and you're dead before your mech comes down, right? That's what would have happened, or should have happened, honestly. So in this case, definitely, as your little diva, just give them some points. Don't continuously contest. Just as mini diva, you have your mech ready, remech ready. Just go to the right, go inside there. Mini diva, be safe. Don't get hit by the enemy team that's up here. You're line of sighting them. The Reinhardt will have to move as quickly as you can move to catch up with you, and that's not gonna happen. So you're certain to get that mech back, and at that point, you'll have a little bit more time to reacclimate yourself. You see what they have on the point. You have a bit more time to see how your team is doing, where they're set up, and you'll be able to get yourself into a better position afterwards. So the Zen is actually fracking quite nicely now. It's always nice. Yeah. And then they kind of cleaned it up with the grav. So that makes sense. Okay, so only one team fight. Times like these, you can call it out. Like they've wasted a lot of worlds. Don't engage. They've won this fight. We've got 99. We only need to win one fight, and then just fully regroup as quickly as possible. It's very important to spend. I'm hoping you don't go in here as well. Your monkey just got booped. I see this so often, right? Especially on ladder, people don't reset. And resetting is so important because it gives you multiple opportunities. You ain't always gonna win every fight. And the more fights you have, or the more fights you give yourself opportunity to have, the better chances you have of winning fights, obviously. Because you just have more of them. And you're aware of when you need to go out and when back. Let's see. So this is a bit aggressive, in my opinion. You guys are poking here, which is kind of fine. Putting some aggression in this room, checking the right side. That's nice. Always do that. Make sure before you continue in, check that corner. On the Mercy, yeah, it's a very dangerous place to boost in like that. A lot of stuff that can boop you. Even like a Zarya right click. You were so close to the edge. The Pharah comes in as well. Let me see. When you looked around here, right? What did you... Was Monkey already somewhere close? So you didn't really see Monkey yet. The thing that made you go full dive was the DPS going in and the... Okay, so Monkey does join up now, which is an alright timing actually. It kind of worked out like this. Luckily, your Winston died pretty quickly by jumping off, I think himself. Zarya, wait, what's still alive there? Sorry, I was talking over myself just while watching this. No. The Rhino goes down. The Diva Bomb. Your Pharah goes down. The Mercy. The Mercy is still alive. So you want to be looking for Mercy right now. Instead you go for the Zarya, which is fine. I mean, you do have the trance, so you can just take that fight with the entire team. That's actually a good thing to do at that point. Straight afterwards, though, try to find that Mercy again. Your monkey did it, and he manages to get her. Was that a tire again? It's hard to say without sound. Yeah, that was a tire. Like you would have heard that tire if you had sound, right? And then you would have a lot more HP here. Like maybe, right? I'm seeing that he's here. If you had heard the cue for Junkrat activating his ult, you can boost toward that location, because it looked like he was very close here. It looks like he was either just above here or inside this little room, even like behind here or maybe here somewhere. Yeah, and if you boost right on top of him, you force him either to use his ult right on top of you as well, or you kill him. You just use your rockets and shoot the tire as quickly as you can, and you should be able to get it before it starts rolling completely, if you're quick enough. Diva has so much burst right now, and you can take down tires really quickly, especially up close. So retaking the point, that's great. Okay, again, just a little bit of mini Diva misplay, I feel like. There was not a real reason to walk outside on the point here. It feels like you were kind of looking for more targets to hit. Again, audio cue. You would have been aware that there's a Genji ulting. And that should be the cue for you not to walk outside towards the rest of your team. But then you do go outside. So if you just stay in the tunnel, you're highly likely you won't get killed by the Genji. You just use those two tunnels there. Keep switching between the two tunnels behind the point, like you're doing right now. You're on the left, and then you can go to the right tunnel if you want to. You kind of switch between this. Use this area as your personal way of getting your mech back, because you have all right. Let me try to explain this as simple as possible. You have allies on the point. They're gonna get dove upon pretty quickly, as you can see, because there's still so much going on. They need to win this fight, right? They have nothing else left. They only need to have this fight. They have to engage. They're gonna jump on the point. You already have people on the point, so you don't have to contest as mini diva. There's no necessity there to do that and put yourself in harm's way. It's better to just try and go for a more safe remake. Although I can see, obviously, like, it feels very safe right now, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, that's just like kill feed awareness. That's ultimate of the enemy awareness, and that's a couple of things that can help you out there to know whether or not to engage there. I'm gonna try to cut an end to this, because this is getting way too long, guys. I just keep going. I have no stop. This is what I need to improve upon. Yeah, so you guys lose that fight. That's unfortunate. Maybe it would have gone better if you had gotten your mech back there. I don't know. I'm hoping that I've given you some stuff to work on here. I'm hoping that I've not made a complete fool of myself by just repeating myself over and over again, or just repeating the same stuff we all hear on Coach Sexy's own videos, of course. But yeah, I hope it helped, and see you guys next time. Have a good one.